Hello everyone, this is Colin once again. This is the last response to Cootycat in this trilogy the video is entitled Who is Allah? The Conclusion, where he tries to basically round out his argument about who is Allah. He proclaims in his other two videos that he proved that Muhammad was a disciple of Satan and that Allah is nothing more than the devil in disguise. However, if you watch my other two videos prior to this, you'll see that he has incorrectly used Islamic scriptures. He says in this last video that he has done this by using Islamic scriptures. I prove, at least that's my opinion of what I've done, that he is incorrectly using Islamic scriptures. Now, he starts off his video by saying, if you do a simple Google search of the names of Allah, you'll find a list. He then cites Bukhari, Volume 4, Book number 56, number 732, where Muhammad says he has 5 different names, which mean various things, and then he cites he takes exception to a couple names from God. Now, the Abaser, the Afflictor is a couple. One is the Destroyer, and so this is the one I'm going to focus on, because in all honesty, he doesn't focus on the other names he says he has an issue with. He says he has an issue with the Destroyer. Now, he cites, he again, in a very interesting way, he mixes up using what one book is describing and what another book is describing. He says that because the name Destroyer is alarming for God, even though I don't understand why he has a problem with this name for God, considering that God did destroy, or at least was in part the destroyer of the world according to Genesis in the flood scenario in the Bible. According to the Bible and the Quran, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, and he caused a lot of other things to go on, namely in Exodus, the killing of the firstborn of Egypt, the destroyer of the firstborn of Egypt. And so I don't understand. This could be considered a biblical name. Now, he takes exception to this because he cites Revelations, which, for people who have read the book of Revelations and with a non-biased way, know that's the first problem. He cites the book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 11, where it essentially says, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. Now, this is a random character. This is not even the devil that is being described here. This is essentially the fifth angel sounds his trumpet at the beginning of chapter 9 of the book of Revelations, and this is what John sees in his dream, is that the bottomless pit that has various characters in it is essentially this name is Abaddon. And so it's a random character. This is not God being described here. This is a random character. And he is correct, though. I have to give Cootycat credit. The name Abaddon and Apollyon does mean destroyer. And so, congratulations. You found a character whose name in Greek or Hebrew means destroyer. Again, this is interesting that you say, aha, here's someone with the name Destroyer, here's someone else that's attributed with the name Destroyer, and they must be the same people. That's like my name, like me saying your name's Cootycat, there's another guy on YouTube named Cootycat, you guys must be the same people. I don't think that would be the case. Now, you then jump to Isaiah 14:12, which is a very misunderstood verse from the Christian perspective, namely because they take exception to the name Lucifer and think this is the devil. First off, to look at what Blue Letter Bible says, all Lucifer means, this has nothing to do with Satan actually, according to the Hebrew and Strong's Concordance, Lucifer means light bearer, shining one, morning star. And in Hebrew it's pronounced halal, halal. And sometimes it says, according to Strong's Concordance, that this is used to describe the king of Babylon. So here's a completely different character. There are equivalents for in Arabic and Syriac, which also means essentially one who brings light. However, it is used as a verb in the Hebrew text, Ezekiel 21:17 and Zechariah 11:2, to mean significance, means wail and lament in the context. So, and according to the Jerome Bible, this is what it's describing. So again, you're trying to find words that, or passages that you're trying to connect to mean one character, as you do in this video, yet these are all representing different people and different beings. But in the context, now, I don't know what Bible you're using, but when someone mentions the Jewish scriptures, I grab my Jewish Tanakh. The Jewish Tanakh, which has commentary by Jewish rabbis, and obviously if I'm going to look at the Jewish scriptures, I want to know what the rabbis say about it. Now, in the context, it says, in the Hebrew, Lucifer is not even mentioned, but it says, "How are you fallen from heaven, O shining one, son of dawn? How are you felled to earth, O vanquisher of nations?" Etc., etc., etc. Now, the commentary of this is interesting. The commentary by the rabbis says, a character in some lost myth. So the rabbis are telling us that in Isaiah 14:12, this is not a reference to what the Christians believe to be the devil, Satan, El Diablo. This is a reference to a lost character in a myth, according to the Jewish rabbis, according to the Jewish Tanakh, not the devil. Then he goes on to talking about, have we heard, first of all, according to the Bible, it says son of the dawn. I wanted to point this out to you, Cootycat, because I find it kind of humorous that you make this mistake in English, no doubt. It says, this is according to the King James Version, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut," so, son of the morning. Son of the morning. Now, or as you say, son of the dawn, according to your translation or version of the Bible, and you try and say, where have we heard this before? And you go back to Quran, Surah 113, verses 1 through 2. Now, what's interesting is just based on the term alone, you say that Lucifer is son of the dawn. God is called Lord of the dawn, not son of the dawn, Lord of the dawn. Now we're talking about the English language now. You've confused two different words in English. Son of dawn, Lord of dawn. Two different people. Considering the fact that Lucifer is not even the devil, according to the Jews, in this context of Isaiah, but in the Quran, the context is he is Lord of the dawn. Again, you say that he, from the evil which he creates, and then you say that he creates evil, yet in every translation I have of the Quran, it says from the evil that exists, not the evil that he creates. But then again, I don't know what translation of the Quran you're using. You might be using the Noble Quran, I don't know. You then go on and on about, you cite countless verses, which I don't have time in this video to refute all of them, but I would like to point out that every verse you use, you took out of context Surah 9:5 again, which I'll get to in a video that I'm going to make in the future regarding Surah 9. You took all these verses completely out of context. You talk about Jesus saying, do not swear upon anything, and then you say that Allah is swearing upon a whole bunch of things in the Quran. Again, you're mixing theologies again. And essentially, you are taking these completely out of context. These are like one verses usually that you're taking out of context. So I don't have time to refute them all. But what I will talk about is you say that there's a hadith where Jesus comes back, breaks the cross, kills the pig, and then etc., etc., etc. And you say that the pig is a representation of the Jews. You're trying to say that Jesus, according to Islam, will come back and kill the Jews. And you cite Surah 5, verse 60. I believe that's what it is that you say. We're talking about God, essentially, oh yes, transform them into apes and swine. And so you take that verse, which is talking about the Jews breaking their covenant with God, according to the Quran, and you're trying to placate that into a hadith. Now what's fascinating is that this hadith, there are other hadiths where talk about the Jews accepting Jesus as the Messiah. Because there are going to be some people who will fight who will be on the side of the Dajjal, not just some Jews, but Gentiles, and Jesus will fight him and his followers. And then the Jews, after Jesus establishes a peaceful kingdom on earth, that they will accept him as his Messiah. So this hadith is not referring to him killing the Jews, and when it says killing the pigs, that's your interpretation. You're taking something from the Quran and applying it to the hadiths. I don't know where this is interpreted that it means the Jews, literally, in this hadith. And that's basically it for this rebuttal. So thank everyone for watching. Peace be with you all.